What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, we gotta talk about Churchill Capital Corp 4, CCIV. There have been some absolutely unbelievable pieces of news that have come out over the past couple of days that strongly hint that CCIV is going to be merging with Lucid Motors in the near future. If this merger gets announced, this stock could go absolutely ballistic. We actually saw on Friday this company go up 26 to almost 27% in one trading day, just off really one strong piece of news. So we're going to go over all of the different pieces of news that have come out and some of the future things that I think are going to come out that are going to affect CCIV. So make sure you stick until the end of this video so you're up to date on all of the different things that are happening with CCIV at the current time. So Lucid Motors is in a luxury electric vehicle car company that hasn't really sold any cars yet. But if we take a look over here, we can actually see an inside Lucid Motors newly built electric vehicle factory. So CNBC recently got a tour of Lucid Motors' new factory in Casa Grande, Arizona, where it will build its luxury electric sedan, the Air. The first phase of this facility was completed in November, about a year after breaking ground. Lucid is building release candidates of the Air as it prepares for full production. If we come down a little bit further, Lucid is already preparing for phase 2 of its build-out, which will increase production capacity from 34,000 to 90,000 vehicles a year. That's absolutely amazing. If they can actually push this amount of volume, this company is going to have a wild valuation. As we saw with NIO throughout 2020, they delivered about 47,000 vehicles, and if Lucid Air can come to the United States and deliver 90,000 vehicles a year, that's going to be almost double the amount that NIO is able to do in China at the current time. So Lucid has some pretty ambitious goals for their market. Now, they also say that it's in the coming years, Lucid aims to expand the factory to make up to 400,000 vehicles per year. I think that is kind of ridiculous. We saw Tesla deliver almost 500,000 vehicles throughout 2020, and I really don't think that Lucid is just going to be able to come out and just crush the market, sell so many vehicles that they're going to be able to sell 400,000 vehicles a year in the near future. That's very ambitious. If that does end up happening, Lucid's going to have an absolutely crazy valuation and they're going to skyrocket, but that is a little bit too ambitious, and I think they're kind of talking out of their you-know-what when they're talking about these 400,000 vehicles per year. Now, on Friday, CCIV got some absolutely insane news. There's actually two pieces of news that we are going to go over. The first piece of news isn't as important as the second, but they are both big catalysts that drove CCIV up a substantial amount yesterday. So the first part of the story comes from a U.S. Securities and Exchange, the SEC, filing the first from Churchill Capital since November 2020. In the filing, the blank check company shared that Magnetar Capital held 17.98 million units as of December 31st, 2020. Based on a November update that CCIV stock had 207 million shares outstanding, this gives Magnetar an 8.69% stake. That is very big. To social media users, this is a positive sign that institutional investors are behind Churchill Capital. Investors should note that Magnetar has held this stake since December, prior to the January 11th announcement from Bloomberg that Lucid and Churchill were in merger talks. However, the new filing sparks some hope that more is to come. Now, the most important piece of news that came out was this right here. On a similar note, social media users were speculating about other moves in the realm of institutional investing. Citing screenshots of the Bloomberg terminal, they argue that venture capital firm Venrock Associates is looking to sell its stake in Lucid to Churchill. That's big move, big news, and that would really give us the impression that CCIV will be taking Lucid Motors public. So let's take a look at exactly what came across the Bloomberg terminal. If we come here, a consortium led by Venrock Associates proposed to sell Lucid Motors Inc. to Churchill Capital 4. The transaction was proposed on January 1st, 2020, or January 11th, 2021. Financial terms of the transaction are unknown. So that is massive news. It really looks like that CCIV is going to be taking Lucid Motors public in the near future. I think we could see an announcement by the end of Q1 2021, which is going to be the end of March. I think that's going to be around where we see them announce that they are merging together. And then we are going to get an actual date for the ticker change. Now, we also have some other clues. And these are more speculative, but you do have to read into them a little bit more in order to fully understand what is going on. If we come over here, we can see Churchill Capital Corp 6 upsizes IPO to 48 million units. So this means that Churchill Capital is releasing another SPAC. Now, it wouldn't make a lot of sense for Churchill Capital to release another SPAC if their previous SPACs did not already have finalized deals. It just wouldn't make a lot of sense. They need to finalize the previous deal before they can start working on the other one, because they would just overwhelm everybody with working on the deals, and it just wouldn't make a lot of sense. They would kind of actually lose legitimacy in the market if they were to fail in their CCIV acquisition and then try to put out a bunch of other SPACs. The next piece of news that came out about a week or two ago actually gave us some more hints that CCIV and Lucid Motors are going to be merging together. Now, really the only news that is said that CCIV and Lucid Motors will not be merging together is the CEO of Lucid Motors was asked directly if they're going to be merging with CCIV, and he kind of smirked and said that I can't speak on things like that or talk about that. So that's really the only thing that the CEO has not directly confirmed it, which he wouldn't be able to do anyway. But if we come over here, we can see that CCIV is headed by Michael Klein, a former star investment banker at Citigroup and advisor to Saudi Arabia's sovereign investment fund. That is super important. He is an advisor to the Saudi Sovereign Investment Fund, and guess who owns a massive stake in Lucid Motors? You guessed it, Saudi Arabia owns more than half of Lucid Motors. So all three of these parties, Lucid Motors, the Saudi Arabian Sovereign Wealth Fund, and Michael Klein, all have a relationship that it really seems like it would be beneficial for Lucid Motors and CCIV to go public together. Now, Michael Klein would benefit because he is an advisor to this fund. The Saudi Sovereign Wealth Fund would actually benefit a lot because they would be making so much money on this IPO because this stock has been hyped up so much over the past couple of months, and Lucid Motors would get to IPO with a lot of institutional backing behind it before it even hits the market. So I'm going to give a little bit of a price target for CCIV. I think that by the end of Q1 2021, I think we could maybe see 50 plus for this SPAC. Now, that's a little bit timid and not so aggressive. And the reason for that is because we've seen so many massive spikes for CCIV and then massive sell-off. Spike, sell-off, spike right here. We could be seeing a pretty significant sell-off going into next week. But if you were able to get into CCIV early enough, I wouldn't really care about these little sell-offs after a massive spike, because CCIV, almost every single time that it spikes up, it makes a higher low, which is a good technical indicator that this equity is going to be rising in the near future. So that's going to be it for this update on Churchill Capital 4, ticker symbol CCIV. If you guys enjoyed the information that I provided for you in this video, please go down and smash that like button. It really helps me out a lot. It's free for you to do. If you want to support the channel even more, we also have merch down below. So if you're interested in that, make sure you go take a look. And if you are interested in seeing more videos like this, where I analyze a lot of everybody's favorite stocks and talk about a couple of the new ones that a lot of people aren't really talking about, and the specific option strategies that I am using and the specific contracts that I am buying every day for my options trading portfolio, make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video, so you get to stay up to date on all of your favorite stocks, learn about a couple of new ones, and see exactly which options I am trading and which strategies I am using to trade them. So I hope you guys are having a great long weekend. Let's get after it again on Tuesday, and I'll see you guys in the next video.